What's up, guys? So last time I talked about the four most realistic and kind of likely fits at the trading deadline in 2021 in July for Trevor Story. Today I'm going to move over to the pitching side and talk about Max Scherzer, the four most realistic fits and kind of likely fits for him to be traded if the Nationals fall out of contention and decide to unload him, because he would be the guy on that team that could extract the most value back and help accelerate any retooling. And even though they would still have Strasburg and Patrick Corbin, but neither one of them have been as consistent or durable as Max Scherzer. So would I be surprised if they brought him back, re-signed him? No, I would not. But if they move him, they could always move him and re-sign him in the offseason. So they could do that too, and they've got the money for it and the prospects for it. So, but here are the four teams. The first one's the Toronto Blue Jays. They need an ace at the top, and they're a ballsy team. They made some ballsy move. They have a ballsy, bold, young, dynamic lineup. But they need another top-flight pitcher. And put him up there with Ryu and Robbie Ray and some of these other guys. And Alec Manoah, now this new young kid. He could help propel them at the top of the American League East and kind of help them stay there. And particularly if they give him a couple years of an extension after that. So he's got that bulldog mentality that'll rub off on the pitchers, the offensive players. And I could see him as a fit there. I really, really could. And it would suck being as a Yankee fan, because I love the Yankees to get him. But again, I don't see them being the fit for him at the trading deadline. So just because of luxury tax threshold reasons and blah, blah. Toronto's got plenty of money under the threshold. And, they have the prospects. And it would probably require a top prospect and a young major league player. And it would be worth it for them to do that. So because they have enough offensive firepower in that lineup to still move one of those guys and get one of the best pitchers this generation and the guaranteed Hall of Famer in that rotation. So Blue Jays are team number one. Number two, the Boston Red Sox, another AL East rival. Needed another ace to put next to Chris Sale coming back from Tommy John. And they're in contention again, the Red Sox, surprisingly good. And I think if they stay competitive at the top of the AL East, with them, and it's a tight race. Yankees, the Blue Jays, the Rays, the Red Sox. This is the type of move that they would need to make to get up to that level again. And, it would be a Dave Dombrowski type move, who's now with the Phillies, but that would be the type of move that the Red Sox would need to make to get him here. And again, Boston has played their best when they've had two top flight starters, and sometimes three, but two at least. And that would, again, take it to the Blue Jays, take it to the Rays, take it to the Yankees in the East. So it would be adding a weapon to that team and making them that much more formidable. So the Red Sox, to me, represent the second team. The third team is the San Francisco Giants. Now, this is provided also that they're kind of hanging in there with the Padres and the Giants and staying competitive. They also need a top ace to help keep up with them as well. So, and he would put them over the top. I could say, a good starter and a good reliever would be a good thing for the Giants. I know they'll likely be moving on from a couple of offensive pieces over the next couple of years, but this type of and they could also re-sign him. They're a team that can afford to re-sign him because they don't have much on the books in terms of huge salaries, and they've got plenty of cap room, and it's a great town, great city, and they would be getting again, a generational pitcher to plug into that lineup. And to me, they need a guy like this to be. If you're going to beat the Padres the way that they're constructed and the Dodgers the way that they're constructed, and the Padres have Clevenger coming back next year, you're going to need somebody like a Max Scherzer. It's the only way I see it happening. Those two other teams are beyond deep and strong. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So let me know, if you see them as a fit. And my fourth team, to me, is, again, the Los Angeles Angels. I saw them as a fit for Trevor Story. I see them as a fit for Max Scherzer. They need a frontline pitcher after Dylan Bundy. Dylan Bundy's also a free agent, so he might even move on. But this is a team that could bring him in and extend him a couple years. They have the funding and they have the revenue for it. And again, two big contracts coming off the books. I mentioned it before. Pujols this season, and then Justin Upton the following season. It was $28 million salary coming off the books. So they can't afford. They can even bring in a Scherzer and a Story. And again, excuse me, if they're not going to bring in in my opinion, an offensive piece to help kind of offset what they're losing with Trout being out for an extended period of time with a calf strain, so I think boosting the rotation with a starting pitcher would help. and a reliever, to be honest with you. But you get a guy like Scherzer, he's a game changer no matter where you put him. So, and again, getting an ace, and then with the payroll flexibility that they're going to have in the next couple of years, it just makes too much sense. And he'll be probably the best ace available. And this is contingent again upon the Nationals falling out of contention. He'd be the most valuable piece to move because they can get as much back, and they have a good amount of high end prospect capital. It'll probably cost them Joe Adell and some other pieces, but it'd be worth it for Max Scherzer if they can extend them, obviously. So those are my 4 teams. Let me know what you think. If you have any other teams in mind. And again, I said I would love them on the Yankees, but I don't see it happening, unfortunately. So, those are my 4 teams. And if you have other teams in mind, put them in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this, hit the thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. It's helpful to the channel's growth. It lets other people know that this channel exists. And if you're a baseball fan, you're going to enjoy this channel. So, thanks for watching, guys. Talk to you next time.